What's happening? Welcome to your Vape at 5. I am your host. I am BlackCat. Today, I have a review for you of a very, very hyped, very eagerly anticipated RDA from Mr. M. Terk. Now, you know Mike M. Terk. He was a featured builder here. He also did a builder's chat with me. And we got to talk to him a little bit. Fantastic guy. Just love the guy. I purchased the RDA from him for the purposes of this review and really just to use it. I was going to buy it anyway, and I figured I might as well review it. My relationship with Mike won't change how I feel about the RDA. It won't change what I tell you or the information I provide on the RDA either. I'm going to give you my honest opinion as best as I can with the caveat that I do like the guy. So I went into it liking the RDA from the get, and I'll just admit that now. But here it is. This is the Terk version 2. The original version was put out by AMP, American Made Products. V1, that is the company that makes Rig and the Rig V3, the Rig Pig, things like that. This one was, I believe, was made with another company that I'm not 100% sure of. So I'm just going to leave it at that. I do believe it was made in China, but I'm not 100% sure of that either, or if it was American made, but it does not. It says it was designed in America, of course, by M. Terk. So I'll just leave that there. Going to do the review. I'm going to take you down. I'm going to show you the RDA. We'll talk about it. I'll show you what all comes with it. It has a really nice surprise with it that you'll get with the RDA. Then we'll bring it back up. We'll talk a little bit about it. I'll give you my thoughts, and then I'll rate the RDA and based on how much it costs and if you should go out and purchase. In my opinion, if it would be a good RDA for you to purchase. Now, don't forget, we have a giveaway today. It's going to be on the Facebook page after the review. To enter that giveaway, you're going to go to Monday's episode and put in a number between 1 and 150. So go do that if you haven't done it. Go ahead and do that now, and we will get to that right after the review. So without further ado, let's take you down to the mat, new build mat. You guys will get to see. My wife made, absolutely fantastic. Limited edition, if you want one, let me know. All right, let's take it down the bat and take a look at this RDA. All right, guys, here you go. Little burn mark there. Kind of funny. I did that the other day. All right, so here is the packaging that you're going to receive when you receive the Terk RDA. Comes in a really unique box. Got the Terk symbol there. Terk RDA version 2. Terk RDA on this side and version 2. On the back here, it gives you a little contact information of where you can actually purchase this RDA if you decide to. Open it up and take a look in the box. All right, so what you're going to get in the box is your very standard tools that come with it. You're going to get a squonk pen, some extra O-rings, and an Allen key. You're also going to get another cap. Now, the cap that comes on it is 24 millimeters. This is a 25 millimeter cap. Very similar. It's going to have the Terk logo on both sides. Cyclops airflow style there on both sides. Move it and it closes on both sides just like it would with a regular cap. It is a two-piece cap. You get a little piece on the top here. One O-ring holding that in there. Stainless steel construction, but I want to show you real quick. Look at how thick that cap is. Stainless steel construction. It's got a little line in there that holds it. When you set it onto the RDA, when you press it all the way down, it won't go all the way through. It'll stop on the airflow. The airflow is in the deck, and I'll show you that as well, obviously. But look at that cap, how nice and thick that is. Really well machined. No machining marks on it. Came extremely clean. Now, I did wash it when it came, but before I did that, I went through and took a paper towel across it, and there was nothing. No dirt or grime on it at all. So there is a 25 millimeter cap. Here is the guts, or what comes with it, and the box. Let's take a look at the RDA. There you go. This is the 24 millimeter cap, Terk logo, Cyclops style airflow there. You'll see that you can shut down the airflow and turn it down, turn it up, however you prefer. Terk logo there. And matching airflow on the opposite side. 810 drip tip, wide bore. Just what you would expect on a Terk RDA. Perfect for a mech device. 810 drip tip. Has an O-ring inside there, holds it nice and secure. It will work with 99% of other 810 drip tips. You can put any one in there you want. They give you the Delrin. They only give you one drip tip, and it's this really, really nice Delrin drip tip. Take it off here and look at the cap. Now, the cap on this one is obviously it's going to be a little bit thinner. And there you go. Again, it is a 2-piece barrel here. So you have the barrel and the cap. Cap is held in there again by another O-ring. The drip tip fits really secure in there. You don't have to worry about it coming out. Fits really, really nice, but it's not in there too snug. I didn't have to lube it up with any e-juice or anything to get any of it apart. The O-rings fit really, really well, and it's really easy to disassemble. You'll see again, there's that ledge that catches onto the deck. So when you put it on, it's not going the cap's not going to go all the way through the deck and push through. It actually catches there. And again, your air flows. I really like the look of this RDA. It is a really, I like the logo. I like it in black. It comes in black and stainless steel right now. You're not going to get a whole lot of colors. The dimensions on the RDA I didn't mention. It's a 24 millimeter deck, and it is 32 millimeters tall from the bottom of the RDA up to the drip tip. All right, here is the deck of the RDA. Let me take this off of here so I can show you a little bit better. I'm going to bring you down just a touch so we get a really good bird's eye view here. Tune it in. There we go. Sometimes I got to manually tune that in. Bottom of the deck here, it's going to, has Terk logos all over it. It is gold plated. Version 2, your positive and negative pin there, your positive 510 pin there, and the number, which is 2525 black. The black RDA will come with a gold deck. The stainless RDA will come with a stainless deck, and that is pretty much all the way through. 2 post configurations here. You have your positive post and your negative. One cool thing about these posts, it's a clamp system with the screw in the middle, but one really great thing about this, a lot of clamp systems that are set up like this, when you unscrew it, that clamp will drop. This one doesn't. It's actually milled into the screw there. The screw fits into it and screws into it. So when you raise your post, it's going to come up with it, which is really, really nice when you're installing coils. You don't have to worry about pushing that clamp back up to get them in there. And it's really, really easy to install. You'll notice the space you have here. One great thing about this RDA is it can be used for a series or just a single battery configuration in a mech. And I keep saying mech because I see this as a mech RDA. You got the wide bore drip tip, the really large build area for your coil. So you could put a series coil in here, no problem at all, and it will fit. I could get, just at first glance, I could get easily an 8 or 9 wrap alien in this. There's definitely that much room. Really clean and no logos or anything on the deck, which I like. Nice and clean. Beautiful finish, beautiful machinery. The airflow is milled into the deck. So here's your airflow. The cap goes on. As you turn the cap, it will decrease the airflow as it gets cut off here. The airflow is right onto the coil. One thing about it, though, when you put the cap on and you start to turn the airflow, as you turn it, and I'll show you, the airflow is going to be taken off of the center of the coil. So let me take this on here and I'll show you exactly what I mean. So it kind of misguides the airflow a little bit when you do shut down it. So if I turn this here, you see how the airflow is kind of moving to one side of the coil there. So that's one thing about it that is a little bit, I didn't notice any restriction in flavor, but it certainly is not nailing the center of the coil anymore when you do move the airflow closed a little bit. So that is one small negative of it. Also, there is no single coil configuration. It is not for single coil. This is a dual coil mech RDA. And I would assume that it would probably be more so for a series build if I were to guess what his thoughts were when he was putting it together. But you could certainly use it in a single 18650 or 21700 battery. Large airflow hole there. This is a lot of airflow. One thing about it, on a single battery mech, which is how I've been running it, you're going to have to close down the airflow some. It's going to be a little bit too much. And I think the reason he did that for is in series, you're going to want all that airflow. But with a single, you're going to want to cut it down to about half, about like that. And I was talking to people today who said they were cutting it down to 3/4. And honestly, the flavor on it is really, really nice. The juice well on it is one thing I'll also mention. Whoops. Didn't mean to bang you guys there. The juice well on it is 5 millimeters deep. You're going to measure the juice well from this airflow port here that's actually milled into the deck. And it doesn't have anything about it that would lead me to believe that it is a squonking RDA. The squonk pin position is not raised. It's basically under, which is good for pulling the juice back into the bottle. But as far as squonking, you're going to need a lot of that capillary action to get it up to the coil. This is a dripping or atomizer, in my opinion. I don't see it. I did not try it in squonk mode, and I would not run it in squonk mode. I would keep it as a dripper. The posts and the machining on it in general is really, really well done. It feels like a solid RDA. There's nothing about it that would lead, it does not feel cheap. That is for certain. It certainly feels like a very solid, well put together RDA. And that is about all I wanted to mention on the RDA. So what I'm going to do, I have a build that I already used on this RDA. I'm just going to put it back in because I don't want to waste these coils, and I'm not a waster, as you guys know. So I'm just going to go ahead and wick this one back up. We'll wick it up, and then we will bring it back up top, and I'll give you my final thoughts and how I rate this RDA. Let's get them in here. Get this one in here, and we'll screw it down. Now, I'm going to get some comments that I need to burn them in. Well, I actually don't need to burn them in because they've already been burned in and used. I just cleaned them. So if you're like, Scott, make sure you burn it in. No, I don't need to burn them in. They are already burned in. Let's bring you up a little bit here, guys. And I'll focus that back in so you can see. There we go. Close these down. Really easy to install coils. You guys saw that, how easy it is to install. I mean, literally takes minutes. With those really large post clamps and area to put in your coils, it's super, super easy. Just like that, and it is in there. All right. A little bit. Bring this one back a little bit. Get it nice and lined up. There we go. All right. All right, there we go. Let's put this onto a regulated device. First, before I put it on a mech, I want to make sure that I'm being nice and safe. Because you never put a mech build directly onto a mech before you check the ohms, even though I already know what it is. Coming in at a 0.01, you guys saw that, 0.01. And there we go. Let's go ahead and wick it up. Grab me some, my favorite cotton, my cotton threads. The Lazy Man's cotton. This stuff is absolutely fantastic. I don't have to cut anything, or I don't have to like measure anything. I don't have to do the Swedish roll. I don't have to do anything. I just take these little acklets, put them through the coil, and pull it through the other side. Cut it, and wick it. You're going to want to leave your wick fairly long. Not super long, but pretty long, honestly, in order to get that through there. Pull it through. These are 3mm coils, but I did kind of pull it back with my driver. And I think that I might have shrunk the circumference of the coil down just a bit. But it's still going through. Looks like I have a piece of plastic there. Get that off of there. Don't want the little piece of the acklet broke. There, I got it. I want that on the coil. Or on my cotton. Get it off of there. Come on. Okay, let me get some scissors. I'll pull it out a little bit, and we will juice it up and have a vape. All right, so when I cut my cotton on this, I'm going to cut it about like that. That's about as long as you want it. Other side. And we will comb it down a little bit. Cut it up here. All right, let's tuck it in. Some of these fuzzies off. I can't stand that. Not like it makes a difference, but it just, I don't know. I think builders get pissed off at that because it doesn't look pretty. I don't know. Maybe. You notice I left my wick kind of long. And honestly, if I was squonking it, I would not have done that. When I squonk, I like my cotton to barely hit the deck. When I'm dripping, I don't mind as much, and I kind of like a little extra cotton when I'm dripping. Because I feel like it collects the, kind of stores the juice a little bit. It keeps it from spilling out everywhere. One thing about it, with that shallow juice well, you're going to have to be concerned about it leaking a little bit if you over drip. And if you squonk it, yeah, you're going to have a little bit of leakage on it. Just dress this up. Nice and juicy. Look at that vapor production. Fantastic. All right, let me clean it up. And I will throw it onto my mech and we'll bring you back up top. Gonna be putting this on the Bonaspada, which I've been using quite a bit with this RDA, and I actually really like it. It matches really well with the black Cerakote. And it is a really, I'm gonna tell you, man, this is a really sexy RDA. I love the all black. I actually like the stainless as well. But I certainly like the all black. That is definitely my style. So here. Clean that up just a bit. And let's see here. Places. Lou, you need to glow those coils. Dude, I told you. I knew somebody would say something. I already did that, guys. These coils are old. This is the build I had in here previously, guys. I don't need to glow them again, trust me. They're already in there. All right, there we go. Let's bring you back up top, and we will talk. I'll have a vape, and we'll talk about the Terk RDA. So that's it. There's, you know, this RDA to me is it's like no frills, like hot rod, like not to mention the hot rod RDA, because it's nothing like the hot rod RDA at all. If you saw my review last week, but it's like a muscle car. It reminds me of like a muscle car RDA. That's kind of how I see it. No frills, straight performance, does what it's supposed to do, can handle big builds, which is nice for a builder, nice for somebody who runs series. Like if you run series and you need a 24 or 25 millimeter RDA, which isn't easy all the time, this is an RDA for you. So let's have a vape. I'll show you a little bit of this monstrous vapor production. This is with it wide open on 30T. And even with the airflow wide open, you still get decent flavor. Now I'm going to dial it down to about half. You probably won't be able to see that. Well, you definitely won't be able to see it if I don't show you the airflow. There it is, at about half open. That's a nice, fairly tight, long vape. Very, very nice. Good flavor, good vapor production. And it looks sexy as fuck. Look at that, how that sits on that Bonaspada. Isn't that sexy? That Terk symbol on there, nice and black. I love it. I took it up to the vape shop this weekend. I went up there to get a pod system. The guy's like, what RDA is that? I was like, that's a Terk version too. He didn't know who Terk was, and I started explaining to him, you know, he's a builder, big guy in the community, been around a long time. And he's like, oh man, I got to pick one of those up. So I told him how to get one, and he said he was going to order it that night. So people see this RDA and this setup with the Bonaspada, and they absolutely love it. So let's talk about the pros and cons of this RDA. I'm going to start with the cons. The shallow juice well. You know, squonking is so big right now. Everybody wants to squonk, and there's so many great squonking devices like the Topside and a lot of custom jobs that people like to use. So squonking is huge. So RDAs really have to pay attention to being able to squonk, with the juice well being only 5 millimeters deep at the airflow spot. It's going to make it difficult to squonk it. With the lot of capillary action to get up to the coil, with the juice, with the 510 port in the center of the deck not raised to kind of push the juice along to the deck, it's going to make it a more difficult squonking experience with this RDA. It is not a tight RDA, and I don't believe it was intended for squonking. This is a dripping atomizer without question, but that leads to it being a con that it is not, since squonking is popular, it's not going to be the top squonking atomizer. I didn't use it in a squonking configuration. Airflow. So the Cyclops airflow is big, and it provides a tremendous amount of airflow. It is intended for a very, very hot build. If you vape very hot builds, or you vape in series or vape at 200 watts, then that airflow is going to be perfect for you. Vaping on a single 30T or vaping at maybe 110, 120 watts or even lower, you're not going to want to vape this under 80 watts. I'm going to tell you that right now. It's not that type of RDA, but if you're going to vape it over 80 watts, 100 watts, 110, 120, you're going to want to shut that airflow down about halfway, and it does give you the option. Problem with that is it offsets, so you're not getting the center of the coil. When you do shut down the airflow, the coil is here and your airflow is coming in like this now. So it's a little bit offset. So that would be another thing on the design of the RDA that isn't perfect. It doesn't have single coil, which is not a single coil RDA. It's a dual coil RDA. Just there's no way around it. It doesn't have a reducer or anything in the chamber. It's wide open, and it's intended for dual coil. But nonetheless, those would be cons of the RDA. The positives or the pros of this RDA, in my opinion, is one, the look. And I've mentioned it, 3 times now. The look of this RDA is very sleek. The black, the stainless, they look clean. There's nothing on the RDA. I'm not someone who likes a bunch of stuff on my RDA. I don't want like a picture of a frog or something on my RDA. I just don't like that. Terk's symbol is very subtle. It's not discolored. It's the same color of it. It's just indented into the barrel. It just looks really nice to me. I think the look of it, it's one of the best looking RDAs that I own. Hands down. It is one of the best looking RDAs. I'm going to rock this just because it looks cool, and you know, you want your setup to look cool. The black RDA, all murdered out, it looks fantastic, and it will look fantastic on a lot of murdered out setups. The extra cap, that's huge. He gives you an extra 25 millimeter cap. You saw the construction, you saw how thick it is, and how the machining on it, how nice it is. It's not just an extra cap that he's just doing there. No, it's a real cap that you can use, and it looks beautiful. It will change the appearance of it when you put it onto a larger type mech or a larger type device to give it a little bit more mass, to make it look be a little bit more matchy. Really, really nice touch, and a great add to this RDA. Ease of install. You guys saw me install. Have you ever seen me have that many, like, install an RDA that quick, or install coils that quickly? It is a breeze. It's an absolute breeze to install coils on this RDA. The clamp system, it gives you nice wide area to put your coil leads so that you can screw them down. It works perfectly. Series builds. So one of the negatives for it was the amount of airflow, but one of the positives is the series ability that you can run series on this with that wide open airflow, and the airflow will be enough for the hot build, and you won't have any problem with it at all. So one of the negatives is also a positive, because you can't have one without the other. If you're going to have a lot of airflow for a series build, you can't say, well, the airflow is too much. That is what it was for. It does a really good job of balancing flavor and clouds. The clouds, obviously you saw the cloud production on it. My 45-year-old lungs pulling that much vapor, I mean, it's pretty amazing. The airflow is nice and smooth. Even though it is a lot of airflow, it still is nice and smooth. And with the airflow cut down halfway, it becomes a more restricted type vape. It's not in any way a restricted vape, but it's much more restricted than when it's wide open. With it wide open, it's not restricted at all. But with it closed down a little bit, you get a little bit more pull on the RDA and get a lot more flavor. So he does a really good balance of flavor and clouds on this RDA. I feel that they're both equally well done. The quality of the machining, the quality of the product, I think is fantastic. Both barrels are fantastic. Really nice Delrin drip tip with it. The deck is nice and clean and smooth. No burr spurs or anything on it. Like Jay would say, no burr spurs or cowboy boots, whatever he says. Sorry, Jay, don't mean to copy you if that's what you say. It's funny. Nothing on it like that. Machining on it is excellent and very, very well done. This RDA is priced in a range above what some of the lower priced RDAs are. I'll just say it's $60. $60 out the door. You can also get it for $70 with a pair of coils installed by Terk. Loaded RDA. For $60 with everything that you get on this, I find that to be a good value. I think it is certainly worth the $60. Could it have been a little less, maybe $52, $50? Maybe. I think that it would be a great value at $52. It would be a fantastic value at $50. But it's a good value at $60 because you get both caps and you're going to use it. You're going to use it. If you pay $30 for an RDA and you don't use it, I mean, that's a complete waste. If you pay $60 for an RDA and you use it, then it becomes a really, really good value in my opinion. On a scale of poor, meaning it will kill you if you use it, all the way up to excellent, I rate this as a very good RDA. The look, the vape, the quality, all play a part into that and put it into, it is certainly worth the price tag, and I highly recommend that you guys go out and pick one up. That is the Terk RDA by Mr. Terk. All right. Time is at 26. I'm like clockwork. 26. 26 after. How's everybody doing in chat? Pristine Builds is here. What's up, Terk? How you doing, man? Good to see you, brother. Thank you for joining, man. Love your RDA, dude. I absolutely love it. Terk is in the chat. Make sure you sub, dude. Sub to my channel, Mike. Absolutely awesome, dude. So happy you are here, man. Really, really enjoying this RDA. All right, so we have some giveaways. Hey, thank you, Mike. I really appreciate you, brother. Thank you for coming, man. I appreciate you, and you know that. Fantastic guy. Absolutely fantastic. Oh, thank you, Tracy. Thank you. $8 freaking, Charlie says. I'm just saying, 52 would be excellent. At 60, it is a good value, I think. I think anybody would agree. I think everybody would agree. You get what you pay for. $60 is worth it. Came at the right time. You got to go back and watch the whole thing. I took my shirt off in the beginning. Mike, no, I'm kidding. I know people who do that in reviews to get views. I don't do that. It would not get views. I would get thrown out of here. So we have a giveaway today. I'm going to do it on the Facebook page. It is for 2 sets of coils from Mr. Tobias or Builds by Talent. Somebody said today, we're trying to figure out his name. If you look at his name, it's T Alien. So I do think I might stand for Tobias Alien. I should have asked him that yesterday, but I talked to him quite a bit, so I think I will ask him that and confirm that. We're giving away 2 sets. You had to put a number in Monday's episode, okay? And I'm going to do it on the Facebook page. So go down. The Facebook link is below. Join the group to get in that giveaway. You got to go over and put a number in, and then come over to the Facebook group, and we'll do that. Before we go, I'm just going to say hi to a few people that I see scrolling by, and respond to X1 for Skytopolis. I think I just accidentally timed out someone, but I was Terk. I'm just gonna give Mike a wrench real quick. Let me just give Mike a wrench. I'm so happy you're here, dude. That's awesome. Let me give you a wrench, brother. There you go. Now nobody can time you out, Mike. I don't know. You got to watch that Charlie guy. He's crazy. He's insane. I'm kidding. Let him have a rest before you fire more questions at him. Mike, we got to get you back on here. We got to loved having you on here, man. We got to get you back on here when you have time. I know you're busy as hell. You got MVE coming up next week, man. That's going to be a blast. I'm excited for you guys, you and Chloe. That's going to be a lot of fun. I resemble that comment. Don't send me away. All right, man. Mike, I'll look forward to it, dude. I'll keep in contact with you. We'll do that. So I figure we'll go over to the Facebook page, maybe like 5-10 minutes, and do it. Let everybody get an updated number in there. Get into the group. I'll let you in. Where's my phone? I'll let you into the group so you guys can come in. Now I have a couple. I have an Terk up for Waffle on there. If you're interested, it's $7 to get in. It's only $7 to get into that. So if you want to get in that and want to try to win your very own Terk RDA, then make sure you get in that waffle. I also have a waffle up for the Fallout RDA by Purge. So if you want to check that out, that is $40 per spot. I have a step up. That step up is done. I'm going to pull the step up as well as do the giveaway when I get over there. So we have a couple things we got to do. So let's go over and see if anybody's even coming in. No. Nobody's asking to come in the group. Either you guys are all in the group, or you're like, fuck you. I'm not coming into the group. I don't give a shit about your group. Dan, you haven't been on Facebook? I'm sorry, man. That's why I got to do them. I can't do them on here anymore. I can't do the giveaways on here anymore. I could take, like, the results, but I can't give stuff away, or they'll, like, ban my channel. Addy, how you doing, man? Tracy, Manimal, how you doing, hon? Good to see you. You put money in for it? Let me make sure I got you listed on that. Oh, there you are. Number 3, pretty please. Gotcha. Good luck. Yeah, it's a beautiful RDA. I'm telling you, man. I can't see not having it. I can't see not. I'm going to get another one. I'm going to get the stainless one, too. I'm going to have them both. And I'm probably going to be only RDA I use for a while, at least dripping. It's the only RDA I'm going to use for mechs. That's for sure. It's gorgeous, man. Look how beautiful that is sitting on that. Isn't that gorgeous? Like, I'm telling you, it is absolutely gorgeous. All right. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and cut this one short. We're at 30 minutes, and we're going over to the Facebook page. I'll be live there in like 5 minutes. So come on over and join us. Have a party. It's going to be a party. It's going to be a party over there. So come over and have a party with us. We're going to get down. Tonight on the YouTubes, you have Heavy Metal Vape on at 9 o'clock with Johnny Drips. And you have Golf T Vapes on at 10:30. Now, tomorrow is the Vape Hot Tub. Our guest will be Mountaineer Vapes. So we're going to get Mountaineer. You never know what'll happen on the Vape Hot Tub. Never know. Could get crazy. All right, guys. Love you guys. If you're in recovery, stay strong. I promise I will too. I'll see you tomorrow. Vape 5.